Okay, okay. And what do you think are the skills that stand out both for getting in consulting and the skills that you develop the most as a consultant in McKinsey, both hard and soft skills?
At McKinsey, of course, you learn how to run a powerful Excel model and how to build a PowerPoint presentation. That's, of course, the basics that you learn there. But it's not just that. First thing is at McKinsey, you get confronted with very tough and difficult business problems. And what you learn is how to structure these, how to approach such a problem, and even how to do it fast, because typically these projects are run at a high speed. And especially when you come from science, when I did a PhD before, it's a bit of a challenge to adjust to the approach that consultants do, because in science, you have to explain every footnote to the depth, right? And at McKinsey, you would work 80-20. That means you have to, in the beginning, find out what are really the levers that exert the greatest impact on a project. So that's actually a skill in its own, and it takes some time to hone that. Then actually, next thing I think is how to tell a great story, because as an analyst, you work on the pieces of a puzzle, but as a project manager, you actually have to puzzle it together. And when I talk about a great story, means like when you start a project, you already start thinking like, what is the story I want to tell later? What will be my PowerPoint deck from page 1 to 250 with all the analysis I want my team to work on? Because you start with an hypothesis, so probably this is the result we may get to. And if we want to get to that result, what stuff we wanted to prove. And if you find different results, you may change your end conclusion, but it helps to have a draft idea or skeleton in the beginning to go through. And that is a skill I had no clue about before joining McKinsey. That's really something valuable. Something more, you learn how to manage senior clients. If you work with senior business executives, this is also a typical kind of people or a special kind of people. And you also learn how to coach younger team members. So I think there's a lot I took away. I don't want to give credit for all of this to McKinsey, of course, even before. I've been a bright student and whatever. I think I had good basics and so on. And I think it's important to have a flexible mind. It's also important, I think, also something that you're at risk of when you try to join a firm. Obviously, if you have racked up all these pre-selection criteria, you have been picked by a top MBA school, whatever, a scholarship and so on. Some people think they lose the ground under their feet, and they think they are so great, they're entitled to get a McKinsey job. And McKinsey really does not like that. So on a personal side, stay modest, don't be arrogant. Also in McKinsey, it's not about elbow fight and tackling, it's about a teamwork. And actually, as if you do want to try something on your own, it's not like that. What I've heard, and maybe Giacomo, you can share from your own experience because you have talked to many people in banking as well. What I hear about banking is more competitive, and between people in consulting firms, really not. It's really, actually, there's a strong bond between colleagues. That's nice.